Good morning students. This video is for class 7th. The chapter we are going to start is chapter number 1, plant tissues. Before I start with the topic plant tissues, let me first tell you what actually is a cell. From your lower classes you have been learning what actually cell is. So the definition of cell is it is the smallest unit of a living organism. The word unit here means part means hissa, and living organism means any living thing like plants, animals, we human beings or something of that sort. Now it means cell is the smallest part of any living thing. I will give you an example here. For example, if you have a room, if I ask you what is the smallest part of the room, then you will say it's a brick. One brick is the smallest part of a room. So many bricks together form a wall, and then 4 walls make a room. Again, I will give you an example. For example, you have one brick. So you have one brick. So many bricks will combine to form a wall, one wall, and this way second wall, third wall, and the fourth wall, and then this will make one room. So I can say that for a room, the smallest part is a brick. Same way, for a living organism, for a living being, the smallest part of its body is the cell only. Now, the another definition of cell can be, it is the structural and the functional unit. See, structural and the functional unit of a living organism. Now, what does this mean? The word structural means it makes the structure or the body of the organism. For example, one cell, if suppose this is a red blood cell means blood cell. Okay, you can consider it as a blood cell. So the blood cell will make a structure. Structure means, for example, it will make a structure like it will make the blood of blood of an organism. So means cell makes the structure or the body of an organism, and also it is a functional unit. Functional unit means it do so many functions. The word function means so many works are done by the cell. So basically in our body, what does the cell do? The cell actually makes the body, it makes the structure of the body, and it performs many functions of a living organism. Okay, now the next topic is about tissue. What actually is tissue? Let's talk about the definition of tissue. He says many cells of same structure and function group together to form a tissue. As I told you earlier, one brick combines with another brick and the third brick to form a wall. Similarly, here also so many cells combine to form a tissue. Many cells, first cell, second cell, third cell, like this, many cells combine to form a tissue. But you have to keep this in mind that the cells must be of the same structure. Structure means their shapes should be same, and also their function means their work should be same. Means for example, if I say you this is one cell and this is second cell, because both the cells have the same shape, they can group. Okay? However, if I say you this is one cell and this is another cell, so these two cells cannot combine to form a tissue because they have different shapes and their work is also different. So what is a tissue? Tissue means it is a group of many cells. I have put here S. S means so many cells. So many cells combine to form a tissue, but keep this in mind, the cells must have the same structure. Structure means shape, and also the same function. Function means work. Now here I am showing you the diagrams. In the form of the diagrams, you can just clarify what actually a tissue is. So this is the shape of a blood cell. So I have drawn here 3 blood cells. So 3 blood cells, because they have the same shape, they will combine to form a tissue, and also they have the same function also. They have the same function. What is their function? To make blood. So blood cells combine to form a tissue. Same way, this is the shape of a muscle cell. Muscle cell means the cells which are present in the muscles of our arms and in the muscles of the legs. Because they have the same shape, they can group together to form a tissue, and their function is also same. Muscle cells का function क्या होता है? Movement. Next is brain cells. This is a shape of a brain cell. 2 brain cells, 3, 5, 10, they combine together to form a tissue. Now in all these three examples, you can again see the shape of all the cells. The shape of these three cells is same, so they can group. The shape of these three cells is same, they can group. The shape of these three cells are same, so they are grouping together. And the functions are also same. However, if we have 2 or 3 or 4 cells having different shapes, here I have red blood cell, and here I have muscle cell. Both the cells have different structures and their work is also different. This will make blood and this will help in movement. So can they group together to form a tissue? No, they cannot form a tissue like this. They cannot make a tissue because their structures are different and also their functions are also different. So now again, what actually is a tissue? Tissue is actually a group of cells, so many cells combined to form a tissue, but the cells must have the same shape. Shape means structure, how they look, and also they must have the same function. Function means the work they do. Now let's talk about the next topic. Now see here, so many cells, as I already told, they make tissues or one tissue, and the tissues are of two types, plant tissues and animal tissues. Plants have different types of tissues. We animals or we human beings have different types of tissues. Plant tissues is your chapter number 1 and animal tissues is your chapter number 2. In this video, we'll talk about only the plant tissues, means we are discussing the chapter number 1. So the plant tissues are further of two types. Number 1 is meristematic tissue and number 2 is permanent tissue. Meristematic and permanent tissue. Now why do plants have two different types of tissues? Because plants have to do different types of work. For example, in our body also we have different types of cells. We have brain cells, we have muscle cells. Why do we have different types of cells? Because brain has to do the function of thinking, muscles have to do the function of movement. Same way, the plant is also having two different types of tissues, meristematic tissue and permanent tissue, because both these tissues have to do different functions. Before we discuss these two, let me just give you an introduction. There is one question that when you put a seed in the soil and you water the seed, what happens? The seed slowly grows into a seedling. Seedling means baby plant, and finally the seedling will grow into a tree. So how does this happen? How does a seed change into a seedling and further the seedling changes into a tree? Is this a magic or something? So how does this change occurs? Now see here, this is the structure of a seed. Now what happens? Inside the seed is the embryo. Embryo means the baby. For example, in humans also, when the baby is in the mother's womb, same way here also inside the seed there is an embryo, means the baby, and inside the embryo there are group of cells. So many cells are there. So we can take out one cell and we can see this. So this is one cell. This cell is very small cell, but inside the nucleus is very big. So inside this nucleus is very big, and you can see in your previous class, in your 6th class, we have talked about the chapter cell. You have already learned that cell is having cell wall on its outside. The plant cell is having cell wall, and the cell is also having nucleus in the center, and there is a liquid called cytoplasm. So this liquid is called the cytoplasm. Now see here carefully, again you look at this diagram. So see here, this is a seed. So seed, when you sow the seed into the soil, inside the seed there is an embryo. Embryo means baby plant. So the baby plant is made up of group of cells. Now we have just under the microscope we will see only one cell. So this is one cell. This cell is very small, but its nucleus in the center is very big. And inside the outside the nucleus, the cytoplasm is very less, and the cell wall outside is very thin. What happens? These cells inside the seed, they grow very rapidly. Rapidly means fastly. Grow means they continue dividing. One cell divides into two cells divide into four into 6. 4 into 16. Rapidly means one cell will divide into two cells will form 4 cells, 4 will form 16 cells, like this. One cell will divide to form 2 cells, 2 cells will divide to form 4 cells, 4 cells will divide to form 16 cells. So like this, the cells will grow rapidly and the plant will increase in its height and also in its thickness. Imagine this is a plant, so the plant will grow in its height, in its length upward and in the downward direction, and also its thickness. Now let's start with the first type of the plant tissue, that is meristematic tissue. Okay, what actually is tissue? If we simply look at this definition, tissue is a group of cells. You know this thing. Just have a look at this group of cells. Now, what type of cells? Whenever the question comes meristematic, what is meristematic tissue? Whenever the word meristematic comes, you must have this in mind, that the cells of meristematic tissue are actively dividing. Actively dividing means they keep on dividing, they never stop dividing. Dividing means 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 16 means the cells, they keep on dividing. One cell changes into 2, 2 further changes into 4, like this. So what is meristematic tissue? Tissue means group of actively dividing cells, and these cells never stop dividing, they keep on dividing. Remember this word, actively dividing. Whenever the word meristematic comes, you have to write this word, actively dividing. So this is the definition of meristematic tissues, and it is there in your question answers also. What is meristematic tissue? Group of actively dividing cells which never stop dividing. Now, where is the meristematic tissue present? It is present at the growing plant parts, wherever the plant grows. Now, you know that the plant either grows in the length, in the upward direction or in the downward direction, and it also increases its size on the sides. So this meristematic tissue is present on the, imagine this is a plant. Imagine this is a plant. This is the tip, means the shoot ki tip, stem ki tip, and this is the root. So the meristematic tissue is present on the root tip, on the shoot tip, and also on the sides of the shoot and on the sides of the root. Okay, now what is the work of meristematic tissue? It actually increase. Now suppose meristematic tissue is present here at the root tip. So what will happen? The cells will keep on adding, 1 cell, 2 cell, 3 cell, 4 cell, and the length of the root will increase. The root will increase in its length. Same way, this is the shoot tip. So here what will happen? The cells will divide, 1 cell, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So the length of the shoot will also increase. Same way, the meristematic tissue is present on the sides also. On the sides, the cells will keep on adding, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so the thickness will also increase. So it will increase in its length means lambai, and it will also increase in its thickness on the sides. Next is, what are the characteristics of meristematic tissue? The word characteristics means special features, कि इसमें क्या खासियत है. So the meristematic tissues, you can see here in the diagram, this meristematic tissue, the cells are very small. You can see the cell is very small. The nucleus is very big. See here in the center, the nucleus is very big. The cell wall is thin. I have made the cell wall with red, and it is very thin cell wall, and the cytoplasm is very less. Obviously, if the nucleus inside is big one, then the cytoplasm outside the nucleus will be less. Okay, so these are the characteristics of meristematic tissue. Means the meristematic tissue is having a cell which is very small cell. Nucleus is very big. This cell is very small. Nucleus is very big. Cytoplasm is very less. The cell wall on the outside is very thin, and the vacuoles may be absent or may be present. Vacuole का मतलब होता है, vacuole, you have done this in your class 6th in the cell chapter. Vacuole is a cell organelle which is responsible for storing the water. Plants need to store water, so they store their water inside the vacuole only. And second characteristic is, these cells are actively dividing. They keep on dividing, they never stop dividing, because the word here comes meristematic. So look at the definition again. This definition is very important. What is a meristematic tissue? Firstly, tissue means group of cells. So what type of cells? Whenever the word meristematic comes, you have to write actively dividing cells which keep on dividing, they never stop dividing. Okay, now let's talk about the types of meristematic tissues. Meristematic tissue is of two types, apical meristematic tissue, and second one is lateral meristematic tissue, which is also called cambium. This is very important. Sometimes in exams they ask what is cambium. So don't get confused. Lateral meristematic tissue is also called cambium. Earlier I told you, suppose imagine this is a plant. The meristematic tissue is having two functions or two works. It will increase the length of the plant in the upward direction, in the downward direction, and also on the sides. So apical meristematic tissue is having a function that it will increase the length of the plant. The word apical means apex or the tip. For example, if this is the just see this marker, this tip and this tip is called the apex. Here these two are called the apex. So the apical meristematic tissue is present on the shoot tip and on the root tip. Imagine this is the shoot and this is the root. So apical meristematic tissue is present on the shoot tip and on the root tip. And what is its function or what is its work? It will increase the length of the shoot and the length of the root also. Now let's shift to the lateral meristematic tissue, also called the cambium. The word lateral means sides. Here, sides. So the plant needs to grow in width also. It has to increase its thickness also, its diameter also. So on the sides here is the lateral meristematic tissue present, on the sides of the shoot and on the sides of the root also. It will increase the, now this is a marker, it is having thickness this much. It will increase the thickness of the plant like this thickness, or we can say the diameter of the plant. Now look at the picture which is given in your book on page number 4. This picture on page number 4, look at carefully on this picture. Now see, this is the plant, full plant is given. Now this one is the root tip, and this is the shoot tip. So on the root tip and on the shoot tip are present the apical meristematic tissue. Here also apical meristematic tissue, here also the apical meristematic tissue. So they will increase the length of the plant in the downward direction or in the upward direction. The plant will grow in its length. So we have apical meristematic tissue on the root tip and on the shoot tip. Now on the side of the plant, on the side means if suppose this is a plant, so on the side of the plant is present the lateral meristematic tissue. If you can see carefully this diagram, you can see two rings here. One ring is on the inside and the second ring is on the outside. Now this lateral meristematic tissue will increase the thickness of the plant. Thickness means the width or the diameter of the plant, and it is present on the sides of the shoot as well as on the sides of the root also. Now let's talk about how the plant grows. Or any, we can say any organism grows. Any organism will grow when the new cells are added, because if one cell is there, if you say this is the length of an organism having 10 cells. Now if you want to increase the length up to here, you will have to add some new cells to it. So from 10 cells, 100 cells are added, then only the length will increase. So he is saying how the plant grows. The plant will grow when the new cells are produced. When the new cells are added to the plant, obviously the length or the size of the plant will increase. Next he is saying cells expand as the water is taken up by the vacuole. Already I told you, vacuole is an organelle in the cell. Its function is to store the water. If more and more water, if suppose this is a vacuole, if more and more water is added to the vacuole, the size of the vacuole will increase. If the size of the vacuole is increasing, the size of the cell will automatically increase. If the cell is increasing, means the width or the thickness of the plant will also increase. So again I am telling you, now imagine this is the plant and it is the thickness. The thickness is this much. So imagine this is the vacuole. What is happening when we add water to the vacuole? The size of the vacuole will increase and the size of cell will also increase. As the size of cell will increase, the size of the plant, means the thickness of the plant outside will also increase. Next he is saying where cell division takes place, where cell division occurs. So cell division only occurs on the meristematic areas. Meristematic areas means the root and the shoot tip and the root and the shoot sides. So here only the cell division takes place. Now see here, again I have written one new definition of meristematic tissue. Earlier in the last few minutes I told you meristematic tissue. What do you mean by meristematic tissue? Group of actively dividing cells. But here he is telling that meristematic tissue is a group of young means new cells, immature means like child, means newly formed. So young, newly formed, immature and undifferentiated group of actively dividing cells. Now undifferentiated का मतलब होता है having no function, ऐसा कोई cell which doesn't know its function. For example, this is the cell. It doesn't know that whether I have to be a blood cell or a muscle cell or a brain cell. The cell doesn't know what is its function. So that cell is called the undifferentiated cell. So meristematic tissue means it's a group of cells. कैसे cells हैं? The cells are young, new है. Immature means they are still small kids, like babies. Undifferentiated, no function, and they are actively dividing. They keep on dividing so that the length of the plant can grow, can increase in the upward direction or in the downward direction, and also the thickness of the plant can increase. So now whatever I have already told you in this video, let us revise this thing. First I told you about cells. What is the definition of cells? Cell is the smallest unit of any living organism, सबसे छोटा हिस्सा, or we can say it is the structural and the functional unit of an organism. It makes the body of an organism. It also do many functions. Cells combine to form tissue. So tissue means when many cells of same structure and function. Such cells which have same shape and which do same work, they combine to form tissue. Tissues are further of two types, plant tissues and animal tissue. Plant and animals have different tissues. We are going to discuss only plant tissues. Plant tissues are further of two types, meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. We have discussed about meristematic tissue only. They are present on the root and the shoot tip and on the sides. The ones which are present on the root and the shoot, for example, on the root, on the shoot tip and on the root tip, they are called the apical meristematic tissue. The tissue which is present on the shoot ki tip and the root ki tip is called the apical meristematic tissue. Whereas the tissue which is present on the sides, here on the sides of the shoot or the root is called lateral meristematic tissue, which is also called cambium. This word cambium is very, very important. Don't get confused. Cambium means lateral meristematic tissue. If the question comes what is cambium, you have to write it is the meristematic tissue which is present on the root and the shoot sides, which help in increasing the thickness or the diameter of the plant. Lateral increases the thickness or the diameter of the plant, and apical increases the length of the plant upward and in the downward direction. And you have to write plant also at the back. Here it increases the length of the plant, here it increases the thickness of the plant.